All right, so last weekend I spent £2,800 to spend 3 days with 10 other guys in a villa in Bali, and I think it was the best decision I ever made. It's inspired me to start a challenge called 75 Hard. I'm 7 days in now. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the learnings that I had from this weekend so that you don't have to spend £2,800. First, I want to touch on something super important that I think people often overlook when they leave university. You see, when we leave university, we go into a job and then everything becomes about money, where we're searching for things for free and we're trying to not spend money, and everything gets in this like scarcity mindset where money is something that is not abundant. And because of that, I think it holds people back, because people then don't invest in themselves because we're told we need to save, we need to save, we need to save. And people don't realize that actually education doesn't stop as you get older. In fact, I would argue that I've done way more learning after I left university than beforehand. And so what I'm trying to say here is that it is so important to invest in yourself when you're trying to grow and you're trying to develop and you're trying to become this new person, whether that's in weight loss, whether that's in business, whether that's in your career. Find people that have walked down the path that you want to walk down and then learn from their mistakes. Because they will just tell you what they did wrong and they'll tell you what they did right, and that means you don't have to make the same mistakes. So in the last year, I've spent £14,000 in courses, mentorships, coaching, in fitness and business, and I can tell you that I have gained so much knowledge from learning from all these people. Now, maybe I didn't need to spend £14,000, and I have highlighted, and I'll be completely honest, that my issue over the last year was that I've done a lot of learning, but I haven't done as much execution as I really should have. And so that is what I'm trying to focus on this year. So you can't just go and do the learning without the execution. However, if you can supplement your execution with the learning, it's just going to fast track your progress. And what doing coaching or doing mentorship does is it compresses the amount of time that it's going to take you to get a result that you want. And as you get older, as you get more money, as you get wealthy, once you're 25, 30, 40, 50, you've saved some money up, you can get the results that you want, you can get the achievements that you want way quicker than having to do it yourself, because you can pay people for their knowledge, you can pay people for their expertise. And we go to university and we spend £9,000 a year in the UK to learn a degree. And to be honest, what I did was I just partied the whole time and I didn't do anything. I didn't really take time to actually study my course that much. But then afterwards, when I spend a few K on a course or a mentorship, people are like, what the hell? You spend that much money? And I'm like, bro, like I spent way more on something that didn't even give me as much return. I've made back the money on everything that I've spent it on anyway. I've made back the money already on the investments, and it's been a year. But this learning that I've done in the last year is going to continue to pay me for the next 10 years. And that's what people don't get, is that like you invest money now into yourself and you get paid in a year or you get paid in 2 years. It's not a return immediately, but it does come, it does come. The thing is with alternative education, which I'm such a big believer in, I genuinely think it's way better than the school system and the university system, because most of the time when teachers become teachers, they don't become teachers because they want to be teachers, right? PE teacher, I've never met a PE teacher that was like, oh yeah, like I wanted to be a PE teacher. They probably wanted to be a professional athlete and then they didn't make it, so they're like, oh, what should I do? I'll become a PE teacher. And so the quality of teacher that you're getting in schools is not going to match up to someone that's built a course and has to survive in business, because the fact of the matter is that if the course creator is not completely passionate about his course and is not so driven to add value to people's lives, he won't survive, because it is a difficult world in business. Like entrepreneurship is difficult, it is a competition, and if you're not good enough, you just get blown out the water. And so the people that do survive, the people that are able to grow their businesses, are people that can get results for people. If you look at someone like R&T Fitness, it's a fitness training company. It's run by this guy called Akash Vagela. And if you look at his results, they're incredible because he's deeply passionate about getting results for other people. And the only reason he's been able to grow to the size that he has is because he can consistently get results for people. And if he couldn't, then he wouldn't have survived so long in business and grown it to the level that he is. If you're asking the question like, why the hell did this guy spend £2,800 on a weekend? That is the reason why, is because I was able to just soak up so much from all these people. Like one of the guys has been posting every single day for 4 years and has grown his TikTok account to 400,000 followers. And another guy is earning 300K per month. Every single person there was in really good shape. And honestly, I was in the worst shape there. And that is what's driven me to do what I'm going to talk about later on in this video. But if I didn't go there, I wouldn't have had the inspiration to do what I'm going to share with you in a minute. I know this is cliched, but the thing is, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend time with. And so when you surround yourself with these people who are doing really well, who are crushing it in business, who are constantly learning, constantly improving, then that is just going to rub off on you, because then you start comparing yourself to them. And when you start comparing yourself to them, you start behaving like them, because your self-image shifts to thinking of yourself like these people. And so for me, on this weekend that I spent there were 2 key takeaways. Is that consistency is so important, and not on just a week-long level, but on a year-long level. If you can just be consistent every day, show up, 4 hours of deep work, do your training, do your steps, and just keep hitting a single every single day, that will pay off. That will pay off. As long as you wait, as long as you're patient, because most people can't stick to something for that long. The second thing is that I have so much knowledge. Like, I've learned a lot over the last few years. I was able to help other people on their businesses and give different insights. And so I have done a lot of learning, maybe too much learning over the last year. But my problem is actually just consistently executing. And so that was another thing that was highlighted for me. I wouldn't have been able to become aware of this if I didn't go to this thing. And then the third thing was actually, I do need to work on my body. I need to make that a priority, because everyone else there had a 12, 13, 14% body fat, maybe even less. They were lean, they were muscular, like they were in really good shape, they were taking care of their health. And it inspired me to be like, all right, yeah, like I can do this myself. There was another guy there that was doing a challenge called 75 Hard. His name's Oscar, and he's got a coaching business himself. He's a really inspiring guy, really cool guy, really down to earth. And whilst we were chilling in the evening sometimes, he would go away and do a second workout of the day. With 75 Hard, you have to do 2 workouts per day, eat a clean diet, drink a gallon of water and read 10 pages a day, and take a progress photo every single day. And as I watched him do that, I was like, oh shit, like this would be a really good thing for me to do, because honestly, like, 1, it would make me really consistent. I have to show up every single day. I have to do 2 workouts, I have to eat clean, so that's going to help me with my physique goals. And 3, I can create content about it. And so this is the beauty of investing in yourself, because I've gone there, I've spent time with these 10 guys, I've come out of it feeling incredibly inspired, where I want to create more content, I want to get into better shape, I want to build my business, all of this stuff. And I've come away and actually started taking action straight away, where I'm doing this challenge, 75 Hard, I'm 7 days in, and I'm already feeling the benefits of it. And if I didn't go for that weekend, if I didn't go and spend that time with those guys, I don't think I would be sitting here in front of you today telling you that I'm 7 days into 75 Hard. And I can already feel the benefits coming. My physique is already improving. I can already feel that I am improving my mental health, my focus, like everything is getting better. And that's just as a result of spending and investing £2,800 on this mastermind, which seems like a lot of money, but this inspiration to go and do this challenge and then go and execute on it is going to stay with me forever, because who knows what's going to happen as a result of all of this. So yeah, that's the first point. Invest in yourself, whatever you want to achieve in your life. Find other people that are doing better than you in that realm, and then go and learn from them, because it is so invaluable. And so the next part of the video, I want to actually just talk about 75 Hard as a challenge, because I really think that even 7 days in, I'm already seeing lots of benefits, and I think that you could benefit too from it. Doing something similar, you don't have to go so hard, you don't have to do something so aggressive, but something that is going to push you out of your comfort zone. And that's the first point, where something I've always preached is health and fitness is an infinite game, where the aim of the game is to keep playing, keep showing up. The aim of the game is not to just get in shape, it's to stay in shape. And the aim of the game is to keep going to the gym. The aim of the game is to not get injured. The aim of the game is to keep eating healthy and keep feeling good. Because when I first started on my weight loss journey, I always thought of it as this finite game. I would set an end date for my diet, I'd set an end goal, and then I'd hit that goal, or I'd get close to hitting that goal, and then I'd just fall off the bandwagon and the weight would rebound back up. And I've now realized that, okay, look, that is not the right way to go about things, because what you want to do is stay in shape, because that is where the real benefit is, right? There's no point getting in shape for 2 weeks. However, I think that finite games within infinite games can be really powerful. So hear me out. When you go on a weight loss journey, or a business journey, or career journey, whatever, it's quite long. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Okay, maybe we're not weight loss for that long, but like these things take time. And so motivation, keeping it at a high level can be difficult all the time, because it's a little bit boring. You have to do the same thing over and over again consistently to get real compounding gains, to get the results that you want. And so sometimes in order to grow and push yourself out your comfort zone, do things that you wouldn't normally do, You can strategically position finite games, so things like fitness challenges, things like photo shoots, things like 75 hard, so that you end up doing things that allow you to grow. So another example to explain this is that imagine you have two runners, okay? They both love running, they understand that the aim of the game is to keep playing, you want to keep getting better at running, keep running longer distances, keep getting faster. That's really what we're trying to do over our lifetime. And that's the beauty of something like running, is that you can just keep getting better. There is no end point. However, the guy that ends up running a marathon or booking a marathon in, that person is always going to run further because they now have their skin in the game, right? They have something that if they don't prepare for it, they're going to end up failing and dying, and no one likes failing and dying. It's the same with me in 75 hard. Every single day I have to show up, do my first workout, eat clean, do my second workout, read 10 pages, and I've set this goal for myself. I've posted it all over social media. And so if I don't hit one of those goals, I'll feel so embarrassed. And so this is pushing me outside of my comfort zone, because it's comfortable to say no and say, oh, I'll have a day off. But having no days off is, this is actually gonna be tough at some point. Especially if I'm doing something busy, I'm gonna have to squeeze workouts in, I'm gonna have to manage my time properly. At that point, the only thing that is gonna push me to do things that I wouldn't usually do is signing up to a challenge. And then when I come out of the challenge and I've done it, I've rebuilt my identity and rebuilt my perception of who I am, because I've taken actions that I wouldn't have normally taken, that is going to allow me to build this new sense of who I think I am, because I've done things that I wouldn't have done before. You see, when you sign up for a challenge, you're going to train for it, because if you don't train for it, it's basically like signing up for an exam and not studying for it. That's something I've done before, but I was forced to take the exams. Or going to a pizza restaurant and ordering chips. There's no point. You're just half-arsing it. And so when you sign up to a fitness challenge, you're gonna put effort into it. And because of the extra effort that you put into it that you wouldn't normally put in if you weren't doing the challenge, you grow as a result of it. And you push through limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is something that we think about ourselves that stops us from achieving our goals because we don't take action because we don't think that we can do something. So say if someone wants to start a business, right? I'm using this because it's an easy example, but say if someone wants to start a business and they keep saying to themselves, I am not good enough to start a business because I don't have the skill set required. Now that is a limiting belief, because you gain the skill set from starting the business. You don't gain the skill set and then start the business, okay? And so the external challenge of the finite game would be to, in the next 6 months or the next 3 months or the next 2 weeks, whatever you want, launch an idea, talk to 100 people and ask them, do you want to buy this? And you've created this finite game within the infinite game of business. And then because of that challenge, okay, this goal of messaging 100 people and reaching out to them, you've now done something that you wouldn't normally do, because you've now done something that you wouldn't usually do. And then because you've taken action, you then realize, I can actually do this. And you've broken that limiting belief. If it's the first time you run a marathon, you probably never run that distance before. And if you've never run that distance before, then simply by running the marathon, you're breaking through and you're growing what you think you can do, because you go and do something you've never done before. And so when you don't do a challenge, or when you don't take part in this idea of a finite game, you end up just staying comfortable, because as humans, we just want to survive. That's the only thing that we care about, and reproduction. But reproduction is basically survival, just on a larger level. And the things that allow us to survive is comfort and doing things that we've done all the time, that we know that we can do, because things that we haven't done before are uncertain and we're like, can we do it? And it brings this kind of fear. Because of that, we end up not doing these things because there's no skin in the game. And so the fitness challenges, the photo shoots, the marathons, the 75 hard, the 75 medium, the 75 soft, whatever you want to do, if it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, I think it's a great thing to do. But just know that it's just a short period of intensity, and then you can go back to normal afterwards, but you've raised your baseline level of beliefs of the things that you can do. And I think that's what the benefit of it is. And then specifically thinking about 75 hard, I think there's one thing that I really like about it, and that is the goal is the process. So something with a marathon, something with a photo shoot, something with a bodybuilding competition, something with a powerlifting competition, the goal is really to lift a certain weight or achieve a certain level of physique or run a specific time. But one of the things that I really like about 75 hard is that it's not really about all these external things that you can't really control, but it's actually just only about you for 75 days ticking off every single box that you need to tick off. So that is doing your workouts, reading 10 pages, eating clean, taking your progress photos, drinking a gallon of water. I really think that is a good mindset to get into. I think this focus on the process that I've had over the last 7 days has been great because I'm so happy and content with myself just because I've ticked off the boxes. So let me tell you a story. So in September 2023, I did a fitness photo shoot. And in this fitness photo shoot, I trained really hard. I followed what the coach said to the T. I did everything. I literally did all my workouts, did my steps, did my cardio. And by the end, it was so painful. I was doing so much cardio because I left it too late and the coach didn't really guide me and tell me, okay, like maybe you should give yourself a bit more time based on what your goals are. And so by the end, I was like really grinding. This is the daily routine that I had. So wake up in the morning, I go for a walk, come back home, and this is December, so it's freezing in the UK. I then drive my car, but I'd park my car 20-minute walk away from the gyms to get extra steps in. So I'd walk an extra 20 minutes to the gym. At the gym, I would run on the treadmill before my training session just because I was told to do so much cardio. Then I would train, then I would do more cardio, then I would walk back, then I would get home, then I would walk again, and I haven't eaten at this point. I'm just trying to get as much exercise done as possible. And it's so painful, it's really difficult at this point. This is for like 2 weeks. And then after the final walk, I'd come home and I'd have 2 meals in the evening, and that would literally be my day every single day. So I was literally like constantly active, like really fucking my body up. So I was working hard and that felt good, but then it got to the photo shoot and I hadn't achieved the physique that I wanted, even though I'd put in all the work that I could have. And so there was something in the back of my mind that was like, oh, you didn't do good enough, or like you didn't achieve what you wanted. Looking back, it's like you put on all that work, but just because your physique wasn't where you wanted it to be, like it put a downer on everything, honestly. And what I like about something like 75 Hard is that the goal is literally just to tick off the boxes and focus on the journey. And it's a real learning for me. Whenever I set a goal, whenever I do anything, like content creation, business, whatever it is, just put utmost focus on the process and don't think about the results, because if you're thinking about the results all the time, that's going to consume your energy, and then because of that, it's going to take you off track because you're going to lose belief because you're not getting the results that you want, and then you're going to fall off the bandwagon and then you're going to restart again. Whereas if you can just focus on the process, focus on the journey and just get your head down, it's going to allow you to just put all your energy into getting better, improving on what you're doing, focusing on what you can control. And eventually, as a byproduct of you doing those things, you will see the results, but it probably just takes a little bit longer than what you think that it's going to take you. So set the goal, create the plan that's going to get you to the goal, build the system so that executing the plan is achievable, it's manageable, it's sustainable, and then just focus on enjoying the journey as much as possible and making sure that it's fun and just makes you happy, and then do it for as long as it takes. If you want to lose weight, then check out my full guide on how to lose weight. I made it to help people that are on their weight loss journey, and it just contains all the information that I wish someone told me at the beginning of my journey. If you tick all those boxes that I share in that video, then I can pretty much guarantee that you will lose weight. But for now, peace. And remember, become the person that you want to be.